One of the things that was interesting to me about the play Macbeth was initially from scene 4.1. The three witches said that Macbeth needed to beware Macduff, a man not born of a woman, and Birnam Wood being moved to Deuce Hill. The not being born of a woman part was very confusing to me because I couldn't comprehend like who that would be. Like in that time, I didn't know anything about abortion or any of those types of topics, but it was very revealing towards the end in scene 5.6 when Macduff revealed to like the audience that he was ripped from his mother's womb, saying that he was not actually born of a woman. And then secondly, something that was meaningful to me was Lady Macduff was pretty calm about Macbeth killing the king in scene 2.2, which is just like wives today. I don't know too many women or wives that would just be completely okay with their husband just committing a murder. And then for question two, there's two values. My first value was prophecies. Macbeth went through the killing of Duncan because he was told that he was supposed to be the future king, and his only option, I guess, from there was to then kill that king to get that power. It's kind of whether or not he had choice or not, but the prophecy led that deed to happen. And then following, the witches talked about how Macbeth needs to beware Macduff, and and eventually everything showed out that the world is fated and prophecies do rule over. The second one is power. Macbeth killed the king to gain power, and then he's also killed to give another man power. And then Macbeth also lost his own rule because of the power that he held, showing that power was one of the key traits of this play. And then for question three, one of the things that reading with the pencil that was confusing was the word Thane. I didn't know what the word Thane was. I had it highlighted, so after like the play was over, I then decided to look at what Thane was, which I learned was like a lord, which is kind of similar to what would be a mayor in today's society. For diversity, one of the things for question four, I want to talk about masculinity. One thing was Macbeth seemed slightly more feminine than everybody else. Like his wife, on the other hand, showed a lot more masculinity. In scene 1.5, his wife, Lady Macbeth, would call out Macbeth for not being more aggressive. Why isn't he going to go after the king? Is he going to hesitate to kill the king? Like, what's going on there? And then Lady Macbeth is also just initially seen as strong, but later on in the play, she faints of guilt. But Macbeth, on the other hand, he showed a lot more traits of femininity because he saw like Duncan, he saw the ghost of Banquo around the hall, and then led to him getting afraid, showing not really a sense of strength, which is a typical trait of masculinity, but showing that he actually was slightly more feminine. And in this play, it kind of shows that masculinity and femininity are fluid, and it kind of led to the downfall of these characters and kind of spoke to the fact of how men represented women in these times. And then question five was, I would believe that the man playing the female was initially seen as a man. The cross-gender casting required the female characters to show more masculinity than what would be normal, which is why masculinity and femininity are fluid, as I said earlier. So now for my two questions, one of them was, what was one of the character flaws of Macbeth? One of the character flaws of Macbeth was his desire to obtain more power. What other character flaws did you see? And then the second question is, in scene 2.3, Porter mentioned how drinking increases sexual desire but also takes away performance. Do you think that was appropriate for the time?